So I want to talk about how I personally have lost some weight by designing a outlook of what my day is going to look like. So first of all, what I did here was that I created a menu basically of all the different things that I eat. Not everything on here is like super healthy or anything like that. I understand. For the first half of the day. So yeah, here is just an example. I have different like things either from the gas station, like a Quick Trip, or something I buy at the store, like yogurt or just like eggs. My favorite brand of eggs right here, Vital Farms. I like that. Sometimes, if I opt for fast food, sometimes I might. Different fish options, meat options on the next page here. As you can see, but yeah, you can see all that. And then I also just added this one recently for homemade chili. Take a screenshot of that or pause the video and write that stuff down if you want. But we put that in the crock pot. And yeah, it's pretty good. I use organic meat or organic beef from Costco for this. And I divided it up into 8 different servings. We got these glass Tupperware things the other day, and that's been serving me pretty well because I don't like to use plastic all the time. But yeah, so that's what I have so far. Now, I don't really count, some of these things I'll have at night, but I don't really count meals that my wife makes. I'll show you why in just a second. So going off of those ingredients, would make an example of like what I would do for a day. And my plan is to, so I'll pick one of these things. I only have 4 of them on here so far, but I can pick anything. But I'll pick something out the day beforehand, for example, and that's what I will have for the next day. So tonight, for preparation of tomorrow, let's just say I pick this one right here, example day number 1. So in the morning, I'll have 5 eggs and 1 onion. And I write down, I don't really care so much about the calories, but if I want to know, there it is. My goal is to hit my protein targets. So my ideal weight would be about maybe 165, 170. And I need to get 170 grams of protein. So this is the first half of the day, or at least up until and through lunch. I'll have 5 eggs, 1 onion, so that's 481 calories, 33 grams of protein. My morning snack, and now I work at the post office as a letter carrier. My morning snack usually occurs, it could be like after I leave the office at around 9:30, 10 o'clock, or around 11:20, my first break. Then I'll have, let's just say, Aldi Greek yogurt with chia seeds, about 1 tablespoon, and 18 grams of protein for that. For lunch, which for me is around 1:30ish, 1:45, it might be a half of a chicken breast, so like half a pound. That means I get marinated chicken breast from Rob's Market here in Manitowoc. It's really good. I love that stuff, especially the Door County Cherry. And I'll have 2 bacon strips around it, and that's Costco bacon, the microwavable stuff. 450 calories approximately, and 63 grams of protein. And that comes out as a total of 1,161 calories and 114 grams of protein. And when I say 56 to go, that just means like 56 more grams to go at nighttime. So most of the time we'll have like a heavy protein meal. And I don't have the exact numbers. Like we'll make something, from a recipe, and like we don't know like how much calories exactly or grams of protein. So I just like to see that number right there. How much more grams? I can kind of eyeball it. I know it's not perfect, but I have been losing weight by doing this. Rather than just kind of running around like a chicken with its head cut off, I have a plan. I have something written down, and it kind of keeps me in check. So that's why it works for me. And down the road, maybe I'll be more specific or change things up a little bit. But just the fact that I'm writing something down, I actually sat down, wrote it down, put everything into perspective. I got the list of all the different, grams of protein and calories and all that stuff, even though I'm not really tracking calories, but it just kind of helps me understand what am I putting into my body. So I want to talk about this too real quick before I forget, but at nighttime, this is kind of a hack for maybe losing weight. It's instead of snacking, especially right before, maybe like an hour before you go to bed, what I like to do is buy organic pumpkin, like a can of it. I think it's like 15 ounces, 16 ounces. So it's like a pound basically. Organic pumpkin in a can. And I'll just eat that. I'll eat the entire thing. It's not that many calories. I don't think I have that written down on here anywhere. If I do, I'm not going to take too much time to try and find it. But yeah, it's not like it's a big protein snack. It might have like 1 or 2 grams of protein. But what it does, because of the fiber content, it kind of takes away those cravings at nighttime. If you're someone who gets cravings at nighttime like I do, that's, a lot of unaccounted for calories. Like, I have no idea how many calories I'm actually getting when I do something like that. I'm sure it's a lot more than I may think. So I'll eat that. I'll put in a bunch of cinnamon powder. I'll mix that in there. And if I'm thinking that I'm lacking in protein for the day, I'll also throw in some unflavored whey protein from, I think it's called Pure Choice Farms. It's from in Madison, Wisconsin. I love that brand. I recommend it. And I know I did a video about it before. But yeah, let's just look at a couple more examples here. So breakfast, I'll have Kevin's beef meal. That's from Costco. Now, our Costco here up in the Green Bay area, I'm from Manitowoc, but Green Bay, they haven't been having that there lately. They do sell it in like a 1 portion size at a local Pick and Save, but it's really expensive over there, so I don't really buy it. Otherwise, it comes in 2 portions at Costco, but they haven't been selling it. But I love that stuff. That it's like they have Kevin's Korean beef, and I can't remember the other couple flavors I like to eat, but it's good. But yeah, if I mix it with rice, and I have that on one of these sheets here, but I'll just find it right now. Yeah, Kevin's barbecue style beef. 1 pouch is about 488 calories, 65 grams protein. Then with rice and the oil, so I'm trying to account for everything. It's almost 1,000 calories, but it's 73 grams of protein. So I did all the math with that. Now, one thing I forgot to consider, I just thought about this before. So let's see, where is it? Yeah, for lunch here, if I have the half chicken breast or half pound chicken breast, I forgot to take into account my sauce I use for that. I use like a sweet and spicy sauce I really like. And that's like an additional meat, because I use a lot of sauce. I'll probably use like 140 calories worth. So I need to, just take everything into account, especially if you're trying to really be careful with calories. I know I'm not, but it's just something I forgot to add on there. So, yeah, so let's see. That's one example for breakfast. And, oh, by the way, having a high protein meal for breakfast is actually really ideal. I'm not sure if enough people realize that, but it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day. It can get you ahead too. Like if you need to reach 170 grams of protein, you don't want to skimp on protein for your first meal, because now you have some catch up to do, and it can be kind of difficult. Let's see, morning snack, a beef stick. So it's just one. No, it's not a lot. And then lunch should be a can of tuna, albacore tuna from Costco. It's pretty good. 33 grams of protein. If you get like a can of salmon, it's actually less protein than that. I can't remember exactly. It feels like it's more, and it should be more protein, but it's not. But you also have to pay attention to the serving sizes as well. So, make sure you do that and do the math accordingly. Now, it just so happened to be a coincidence that all these examples are very, very close with as far as like how much grams of protein. I think it's all within 3 grams of protein. As far as like what needs to be left to go, like here's 55 to go for number 3, and example 4, 55 to go. One was 58 and the other was 56. So yeah, it just came out that way. And of course I can just, throw in another beef stick or something. Or at the end of the day, I can add an easy 28 grams of protein if I take the Pure Choice Farms unfiltered whey protein from those guys. It's really good. When I do that, I'll often throw in like 2 scoops or like half a serving of, I think it's called Vital Protein. It's from Costco, and it's not like it's collagen protein, basically. I know it's, it doesn't have like all the amino acids in it to like build muscle necessarily, but it's still, it still counts to something, right? But I'll put in like 2 scoops, which is half a serving, 2 tablespoons anyway, with the unfiltered whey protein isolate from Pure Choice Farms. And so it's 28 grams of protein from the protein isolate, And then also, I can't remember how much, but it's an additional extra sum. So, 55 minus the 28 from that, it's not much more to go. And, you can get that from dinner easily. So let's look at example number 4 here. Breakfast, 5 eggs and 1 onion and 1 slice of bacon. So 36 grams right there. I wanted to say too that eating a high protein meal in the morning, you just feel more balanced throughout the day. And I know they did studies on this that balances out your blood sugar, even if you eat like crap later on. That first meal of the day, if you start off with a nice high protein meal, it will change things. And I definitely noticed that for myself, like big time. I noticed that. It's far better than, what I did growing up most of my life, just eating a high sugar meal, sugar cereal or whatever. So yeah, and there's one thing that I've been doing a lot lately just because of time and convenience. It's these Kodiak oatmeals. You can get them at different stores. I'll mix in like 2 servings of that. It's got 12 grams of protein each. It's not as good as a whole meal option like beef or eggs. It's still, as far as protein is concerned, it's still good, but I don't feel that stabilization as much. So it's just something to consider. Experiment with it. If you're not used to eating a very high protein meal in the morning from a whole food, try it out. Now, for eggs though, it doesn't really work for me unless I add like an onion or something else. I don't know why. When I eat just eggs, then I don't know. It just sometimes it doesn't even sit that well in my stomach. But if I mix it in, even with like an egg sandwich, a toasted egg sandwich, I'll get that stabilization. But if I just eat plain eggs by itself, then not so much. I don't know why. I like to add in a whole onion, a large onion if I can. Was it sweet onion does she get? Or, no, yellow onion. I mean, it doesn't matter, but usually it's a yellow onion that I'll throw in there. Example number 2 here, I kind of skipped that one. I'll have 2 of the oatmeals and then also a meat stick. I'll usually eat that on the way to work. Morning snack, Quick Trip chocolate milk. And then lunch will be the chicken breast, as I mentioned before. And, one thing I was surprised about was that a lot of these, the calories, like, okay, that's only like 1,250 in the bottom right here. I thought it'd be more than that. So, yeah, like, I don't know what my daily intake of calories should be, just to maintain my current weight and all of that. So, I mean, it's something to figure out down the road, but I just know that this plan is working. It's mostly a mindset thing, mostly just telling myself, okay, here's the plan for tomorrow. If I don't have a plan, then I'm going to Quick Trip. I'm getting gas station food. And yeah, that, it's like a breakfast sandwich from Quick Trip. Yeah, it's got some protein in it, but the calories, it can be pretty high. And sometimes I'll be tempted to buy like a pie or something like that. Let's go back to this example here. I forgot what I did for it. Oh yeah, another chicken down there. I think they had that for like 3 options. I did not include this one though, the homemade chili. How many calories do I have in here? Okay, so 555, almost 50 grams of protein. If you add, and I never knew you could do this, but add half a cup of chia seeds, just for health purposes, not really adding much like as far as protein. Basically like 1 extra gram, maybe almost 2 extra grams of protein per serving. But, it's just for the nutrients in it. I'll think about doing that. Oh yeah, here's the pumpkin thing right there. So in case I want to do that. But yeah, it's just mostly reaching my protein targets, which is very important. And just understanding approximately, even if it's just approximate for now, where I am calorie wise. Like I don't know if I'm ever going to get to that position where I'm counting down to the last calorie every single day. I don't know. I know you want to be in a somewhat of a calorie surplus if you want to build muscle. But what I'm doing right now, all I can say is it's working. Now, the last couple weeks, I kind of fell off this a little bit just because of, Christmas season. I'm not getting much sleep and everything's more stressful and hectic. So I did, drop maybe almost 10 pounds since I started doing this. I made this list on the 9th of September. So yeah, if I'm losing just a little bit every week, and I can definitely feel it in my belly, that's where I'm storing most of my fat right now. And I'm sure the cortisol spike, lack of sleep, like extreme lack of sleep on many occasions, and the stress from work, and sometimes eating junky, that certainly contributes to fat in that area. but it's getting better, and I'm still going with my testosterone plan. I think I just made a video about that recently. And yeah, that should be going pretty good. But yeah, sleep is that final thing I really need to work on. So yeah, I think I got pretty much everything right there. Yeah, I mean, as you see, I do include things on here that, yes, I know sometimes I get, like a McDonald's double cheeseburger or, a quarter pounder, something like that. I'm trying to look for some other not so great options. There's more things I can add on here. Yeah, like for the Greek yogurt, I try to get some with fat in it. I don't want to, because fat is important too. You don't want to discount that. I do like to add chia seeds to it, and sometimes I don't think I have that on here, but sometimes I'll add in some honey if it's unflavored, especially. So something to consider as well. No protein, but extra calories. But yeah, and especially at nighttime though, that's really important for me because I do tend to binge at night if I'm not careful. Eat your protein first in your meals, and that will keep you satiated for longer. But yeah, that hack with the pumpkin is really good, honestly. I mean, I might still be hungry a little bit after that, but it definitely curbs my appetite quite a bit. So yeah, and then try to keep away from things like ice cream, because yeah, if you get me started on ice cream, man, it's like I don't feel full ever from that. I'll just keep on, grabbing it and eating some more, and yeah, it's dangerous around me. Yeah, Quick Trip sandwiches. I tend to get this one if it's available. They do have a 3-meat option sandwich. I don't know how many calories that is. I obviously haven't put that on here yet, but yeah, for only 18 grams of protein, that's already 500 calories just from that little biscuit. That's yeah. I mean, if you want to eat 4 of those and get to 2,000 calories, that's not, what is that? That's not even 80 grams of protein. So yeah, it's just got to be careful, with some of those things. But yeah, just, seeing it, having a written plan, it really, really helps. Even though, again, I'm not being super specific with the calories, it just helps to have a game plan for your day. I've never had anything, that's like the one thing that always kind of bothered me when people talk about, get your grams of protein for your body weight and calories, stay within your range or whatever. It's like, show me how to do that. And it just kind of dawned on me, like, Kurt, just do it yourself, figure out your own way. So I would recommend maybe doing something like this, go through all the different things that you're, the stuff that you like to eat. Consider if it's, something you want to keep on eating, try to get away from as many processed foods as possible, or minimally processed. Here's the whey protein thing down here. Oh, the Vital Proteins Collagen Peptides, 90 calories, 18 grams of protein, if you use the full serving. I usually do half. My 1 serving of Pure Choice Farms whey and 1/2 collagen peptides mix 167 calories and 37 grams of protein. Well, there you go. Yeah, and if I only have like 56 grams to go halfway through the day, and then I add that 37 in right there, well, I can easily get that from dinner. So yeah, it's not that hard, to get your protein targets. So I'm just going to keep on adding more stuff to my list here. If anyone's watching this, you have any ideas of things that's very high protein and tasty and good, easy to prep especially, let me know down below. And I hope this helps you guys a little bit and inspires you.